All right, so I'm outside in the backyard of my girlfriend's parents' house at the moment. Since I'm trying this one, I've never really had their amber. Abita makes really good beers. They're from Louisiana. You might know them from Andy Gator. What was the other one? There's a box. So it's like Annihilator, I think it was called. So anything with the ATOR ending is, it used to be a thing where they'll tell you to identify it without having to put a bunch of details down. So, you know, Andy Gator, ATOR, things like that. There's one called Celebrator, has a goat on it, and it's just ATOR. And so it's just some people use this, people know of it. It's just a cool little thing. So usually this is like Annihilator or something like that. It'll happen to be a Bach. So Bach falls under the lager area. So this is different. It's an amber, but it is lager. So it means it's got that beautiful color. They could use the same recipe, just the yeast is what make it different, and the fermentation temperatures. So, because you do boil all the beer. Oh, it looks beautiful. So if you're looking for a little more from the lager, this you put some more in the beautiful ambery, and you could probably put more malts in there, or I mean more hops. So yeah, I'm catching a little of that beautiful green hoppiness, but a large amount of caramel, beautiful grain, the barley, the malt, all that stuff. It's just whatever. So usually I get more of the barley, which just smells smoother. It's weird to say because grain has, like, I'm used to being in flour and milled all the time. So usually that kind of like is what I just have a memory of. Like if you ever got into your nose, like, oh, it's powdery, but usually every time I had barley or anything, it's usually like cooked or in something. So I'm used to the consistency of being it smooth. So that smell just triggers that off. So that's the whole point of that. But definitely darker color. Ooh, a lot more going on. So yeah, definitely I get the feel of the lager of how it was colder temperatures, but I'm still getting a significant amount of that beautiful caramel, ambery, you know, goodness with a little bit of the hops in the background, and it's just wow. So I am catching a little more of the sweetness just because it's colder, so not every flavor came out or it comes out differently. So when you do treat something cold, there's certain things that get left behind that could usually get released that aren't like not really horrible for your beer or your food, but like for coffee, it's extra bitterness. You don't want that extra bitterness. So despite popular belief, if you really got fresh coffee and you steep it just right temperature or low temperature, not too long, and then you remove it, or even if you heat it, if you remove it from the heat source and the water steeps it and takes it out, it leaves a really beautiful flavor. Even though there's a little bit of bitter, it's not as much. So that is gorgeous. You definitely gotta try this, dude. Wow, so I recommend this one. Obviously they make solid beers. If you've had the Andy Gator, that one's a super Bach. That's a Bach, like how Bachs are supposed to be. Shiner Bach's good, but it's more for the Texas heat. So it's lighter, not as heavy, not as caramelly, but it still has a lot of those qualities in it. So they're okay. And so you're like, oh, that's crap, but it's made for the heat. When it gets to wintertime, you can get heavier, or if you just want a strong one, you go all the way into ice box, which they literally freeze it, scrape the ice out, and leave all that beautiful flavor to slowly concentrate. So just a few things to know, but this is the Amber Lager. Thank you, Abita. This is gorgeous. The easy to love New Orleans itself. Amber is Abita's original beer, so this is the original one, brewed with pale and caramel malts and German Perle hops. So pretty smooth and malty profile. 2 thumbs up. Hope you like it.